The Silent Invasion. The year was 2047, and Earth seemed to be entering a new golden age. Climate change had been largely mitigated, renewable energy powered most of the planet, and a fragile but enduring global peace had taken hold. Humanity looked to the stars with renewed hope and curiosity, unaware that the stars had long been looking back. Dr. Samantha Chen yawned as she stared at the cascade of data flowing across her screens. Another quiet night at the Deep Space Listening Array in New Mexico. As the lead astrophysicist on the night shift, she was responsible for monitoring any anomalies in the constant stream of radio signals from space. It was usually a thankless job, full of false positives and endless noise. But tonight was different. At first, she thought it was a glitch, a repeating pattern, too regular to be natural, too complex to be human-made. She ran it through every filter and analysis program she had, her heart rate quickening with each passing minute. "Holy shit," she whispered, her eyes wide. "This is it." Within hours, similar reports flooded in from radio telescopes around the world. The signal was everywhere, coming from multiple points in the sky. It wasn't a message. It was a network. As dawn broke over a stunned planet, humanity realized it was no longer alone. The next few weeks were chaos. Governments scrambled to respond. Scientists worked around the clock to decipher the signals, and the public oscillated between excitement, fear, and disbelief. But it was a team of amateur radio enthusiasts in Brazil who made the next breakthrough. João Ferreira and his friends had been tracking the strange signals from their homemade array in the Amazon rainforest. They noticed something odd. Brief interruptions in the alien transmissions that corresponded with local weather patterns. "It's not coming from space," Joel realized. "It's coming from here, from Earth." The revelation sent shockwaves through the scientific community. If the signals were terrestrial in origin, it meant only one thing. The aliens were already here. Captain Sarah Donovan of the United States Space Force stood in awe before the object her team had uncovered. Hidden deep in the Rocky Mountains, disguised by advanced camouflage technology, was an alien observation post. It was sleek, almost organic in design, pulsing with an ethereal blue light. "How long has this been here?" she wondered aloud, her voice barely above a whisper. Similar discoveries were made across the globe. In the Gobi Desert, beneath the Antarctic ice, in the deepest trenches of the ocean, alien outposts had been silently watching humanity for decades, perhaps centuries. The world teetered on the brink of panic. Conspiracy theories ran wild. Had governments known? Were there alien infiltrators among us? What were their intentions? In Geneva, an emergency session of the United Nations convened. Dr. Chen, now thrust into the spotlight as one of the leading experts on the alien presence, addressed the assembly. "We stand at a crossroads," she said, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "For the first time in our history, we know for certain that we are not alone in the universe. But more importantly, we now know that the universe is aware of us." She paused, looking out at the sea of worried faces. "The aliens, whoever they are, have been studying us. They've seen our triumphs and our failures, our kindness and our cruelty. They've watched us nearly destroy ourselves and our planet, and they've seen us pull back from the brink. Now, they're about to see how we react to this revelation." As if on cue, screens around the world flickered to life. The alien signal had changed. It was a message, broadcasting on every frequency, in every language. "People of Earth," it began, "prepare yourselves. The galaxy awaits." In orbit, undetected by Earth's primitive radar systems, a massive alien ship decloaked. The silent invasion was over. First contact was about to begin. Captain Donovan stared at the alien artifact, her mind racing. Years of training hadn't prepared her for this moment. No one on Earth was prepared. "Captain," one of her team called out, "you need to see this." On a portable screen, she watched as the alien ship revealed itself. It was beautiful and terrifying, a construct of impossible geometry that seemed to bend the very fabric of space around it. "Well," she said, a wry smile crossing her face, "I guess the job description just changed." As night fell across a planet in turmoil, humanity stood on the precipice of a new era. The stars had come to Earth, and nothing would ever be the same. In his small radio shack in the Amazon, Joao Ferreira looked up at the night sky, now forever changed in his eyes. "What happens now?" he whispered to the cosmos. The cosmos, for the first time in human history, was about to answer. The galactic stage. The alien ship hung in low Earth orbit, a silent colossus that had become the focal point of humanity's collective attention. For 3 days, it had remained motionless, its presence a constant reminder of how small humanity truly was in the cosmic scale. Dr. Samantha Chen stood in the bustling control room of the hastily assembled First Contact Commission. Screens displayed a dizzying array of data: atmospheric readings, gravitational fluctuations, and endless attempts to decipher the alien vessel's communications. "Any progress on the translation?" she asked, turning to Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the lead linguist on the team. Yuki shook her head, frustration evident in her eyes. "It's unlike anything we've ever encountered. The complexity it's beyond our current understanding." Before Samantha could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. On the main screen, a smaller craft had detached from the mothership and was descending towards Earth. "They're coming," Samantha whispered. The alien shuttle landed in a predetermined location, a wide open field outside of Geneva. As world leaders and a select group of scientists gathered, a tense silence fell over the assembled crowd. With a soft hiss, a door appeared in the seamless hull of the craft. A figure emerged, bipedal but clearly not human. It stood nearly 3 meters tall, with iridescent skin that seemed to shimmer with colors beyond the human visual spectrum. "Greetings, people of Earth," the alien spoke, its voice resonating in perfect English. "I am Zarak, emissary of the Galactic Confederation. We welcome you to the cosmic community." The next few hours were a whirlwind of introductions, explanations, and revelations. The Galactic Confederation, Zarak explained, was an alliance of spacefaring civilizations spanning a significant portion of the Milky Way. Earth had been under observation as part of the Confederation's protocol for integrating emerging species. "Your world stands at a crucial juncture," Zarak continued. "You have overcome many of your internal divisions and begun to look to the stars. It is time for you to take your place among us." As the implications of Zarak's words sank in, a mix of excitement and trepidation swept through the human delegation. Humanity was being offered a seat at a table they hadn't even known existed. Captain Sarah Donovan, representing Earth's fledgling space forces, stepped forward. "With all due respect, Emissary Zarak, this is a lot to process. How can we be sure of your intentions? And what exactly does joining this confederation entail?" Zarak's multifaceted eyes seemed to shimmer with something akin to approval. "A prudent question, Captain. The Confederation operates on principles of mutual benefit and shared knowledge. We offer technological and scientific advancements beyond your current capabilities. In return, we ask for your unique perspectives and your assistance in maintaining galactic peace." As discussions continued, it became clear that Earth's entry into the galactic community would not be without challenges. The revelation of alien life had already caused significant upheaval on Earth, with some embracing the new reality and others reacting with fear and suspicion. Joao Ferreira, the amateur radio enthusiast who had helped discover the alien presence, found himself unexpectedly thrust into the spotlight. His ability to think outside conventional boundaries had caught the attention of both human and alien observers. "Your species has a remarkable capacity for adaptation and innovation," Zarak told Joao during a private moment. "It is one of the reasons we believe you are ready for this step." But as Earth grappled with its new place in the cosmos, a shadow loomed on the horizon. During a closed-door session with world leaders, Zarak revealed a troubling truth. "There are those in the galaxy who do not share our philosophy of peaceful coexistence, The alien emissary said, its tone grave. A species known as the Vexcar has been expanding aggressively, conquering or destroying any civilization they deem inferior. They are aware of Earth's emergence, and they see you as a potential threat. The room fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity had barely begun to comprehend its place in the galaxy, and already they faced an existential threat from the stars. Dr. Chen, who had been quietly observing, spoke up. "How much time do we have?" Zarek's shimmering skin seemed to darken slightly. "Based on our intelligence, the Vexcar are likely to make their move within one of your Earth years. We in the Confederation will offer what assistance we can, but ultimately, the defense of your world will fall to you." As the meeting adjourned, the weight of responsibility settled heavily on the shoulders of Earth's leaders. They had a monumental task ahead: to unite a still fractious planet, advance their technology by decades if not centuries, and prepare for a war unlike any humanity had ever faced. Outside, news of the impending threat spread rapidly. Panic gripped some areas, while others rallied with a determination that surprised even the alien observers. Humanity, it seemed, was at its best when faced with a common enemy. Captain Donovan found herself coordinating with military leaders from around the world, pooling resources and strategizing for a conflict that seemed almost unimaginable. "We're going to need every advantage we can get," she told her international counterparts. "It's time to set aside old rivalries. The future of our species depends on it." As night fell on a world forever changed, Dr. Chen stood alone on a balcony, gazing up at the stars. The vast expanse of space, once a source of wonder and curiosity, now held both promise and peril. "We're not ready for this," she murmured to herself. A gentle voice behind her made her turn. It was Joao, the unlikely hero whose curiosity had helped unveil the alien presence. "Maybe we're not," he said with a slight smile. "But when has humanity ever been truly ready for the challenges we faced? We adapt. We innovate. We survive." Dr. Chen nodded, feeling a glimmer of hope. "You're right. We've come too far to give up now. The galaxy may not be ready for us, but ready or not, here we come." As they stood there, contemplating the cosmic drama unfolding around them, a shooting star streaked across the sky. Whether it was a sign of hope or a harbinger of the conflict to come, only time would tell. Earth had taken its first steps onto the galactic stage. The next act in the human story was about to begin, and the entire universe would be watching. The human factor. The next 6 months saw Earth transform at a pace unprecedented in human history. With the looming threat of the Vexcar, old rivalries were set aside as nations pooled their resources and knowledge. The Galactic Confederation, true to their word, shared technologies that seemed like magic to human eyes. Dr. Samantha Chen found herself at the forefront of this technological revolution. Her ability to grasp alien concepts and translate them into practical applications for humanity had made her an invaluable asset. "It's not enough," she muttered, staring at the holographic display of Earth's new orbital defense network. "We're still decades behind the Vexcar in terms of military technology." Captain Sarah Donovan, now Admiral Donovan of the newly formed Earth Defense Fleet, placed a hand on Samantha's shoulder. "Then we'll have to be smarter, not just stronger. It's time we showed the galaxy what humans are truly capable of." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent call. Joao Ferreira, whose unconventional thinking had earned him a place on the Defense Council, had stumbled upon a potential game-changer. In a secure underground facility, Joao unveiled his discovery to a select group of Earth's brightest minds. "We've been approaching this all wrong," he explained, his eyes gleaming with excitement. "We've been trying to match the Vexcar's technology. But what if we could turn their own advancements against them?" He pulled up a series of complex diagrams. Their faster-than-light drives work by creating localized distortions in space-time. But those distortions leave a trace, a kind of cosmic wake. If we can detect and analyze that wake, we could track their fleet movements. Admiral Donovan finished, her mind racing with the tactical possibilities. Dr. Chen leaned in, studying the calculations, and potentially disrupt their FTL capabilities. "Joe, this is brilliant." As the team worked tirelessly to bring this idea to fruition, tensions on Earth continued to rise. Despite the unifying threat, there were those who resisted the rapid changes, fearing the loss of human identity in the face of alien influence. Protests erupted in major cities, with some calling for isolation from galactic affairs. Earth for Humans became a rallying cry for those who saw the Confederation as a threat rather than an ally. Zarak, the alien emissary, watched these developments with concern. "Your species' diversity of thought is admirable," they told Earth's leaders, "but it may also be your undoing if you cannot find consensus." It was in this charged atmosphere that Earth received its first true test. A Vexcar scout ship was detected at the edge of the solar system, its presence a chilling reminder of the enemy that approached. Admiral Donovan stood on the bridge of the EDF Horizon, Earth's first true interstellar warship. A fusion of human ingenuity and Confederation technology, it represented humanity's best hope for survival. "All hands, battle stations," she commanded, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "Let's show them what we're made of." The ensuing skirmish was brief but intense. The Vexcar ship, clearly not expecting significant resistance, found itself outmaneuvered by Donovan's unconventional tactics. Earth's new weapons, while less advanced, proved surprisingly effective. As the Vexcar ship retreated, a cheer went up across the Horizon's bridge. It was a small victory, but a crucial one. Humanity had bloodied the nose of a superior foe, and the galaxy took notice. Back on Earth, news of the successful defense galvanized the population. The Earth for Humans movement lost steam as people realized that their planet's survival depended on embracing their new role in the galactic community. But the Vexcar were not so easily deterred. Intercepted communications indicated that a full-scale invasion was imminent. Earth had mere weeks to prepare for an onslaught that threatened to end human civilization. In a bold move, Earth's leaders proposed a daring plan to the Galactic Confederation. "We need to take the fight to them," Dr. Chen explained to a council of alien representatives. A small team, using stealth technology, could infiltrate Vexcar territory and gather critical intelligence. The plan was risky, bordering on suicidal. Many in the Confederation argued against it, believing it would only provoke a swifter and more brutal response from the Vexcar. But Jaw saw the potential. "This is our chance to show the galaxy what humans are truly capable of. We're adaptable, unpredictable. The Vexcar won't know what hit them." After heated debate, the mission was approved. A team was assembled, representing the best that humanity had to offer. Dr. Chen would lead the scientific contingent, while Admiral Donovan would command the military aspect. Joel, with his out-of-the-box thinking, was brought on as a strategic advisor. As they prepared to embark on their perilous journey, an unexpected ally emerged. Zarak, moved by humanity's courage, volunteered to join the mission. "Your species has shown remarkable potential," the alien emissary said. "I believe you may be the key to finally stopping the Vexcar threat." The team boarded their ship, a hybrid vessel that incorporated the best of human and Confederation technology. As they prepared to leave Earth's orbit, Dr. Chen looked out at the blue marble that was their home. "No pressure," she said with a nervous laugh, "but the fate of our species rests on this mission." Admiral Donovan nodded grimly. "Then failure is not an option. Whatever it takes, we're coming back home." With a flash of light, the ship disappeared into the depths of space. Earth held its breath, knowing that its future hung in the balance. The next move in this cosmic chess game would determine the fate not just of humanity, but potentially of the entire galaxy. As they journeyed towards Vexcar space, the team was unaware that they were being watched. Hidden in the shadows of a nearby asteroid, a ship of unknown origin tracked their movements. Its occupants, neither human nor part of the known Confederation races, observed with keen interest. "So, A voice whispered in the darkness of the mystery ship's bridge. The humans have made their move. This should be interesting. The game had truly begun, and the stakes were higher than anyone could have imagined. The crucible of war. The silence of deep space was shattered as the Vexcar Armada dropped out of faster-than-light travel on the edges of Earth's solar system. Thousands of ships, each a testament to the Vexcar's technological superiority, filled the void. Their arrival marked the beginning of humanity's greatest trial. On Earth, alarms blared across every continent. The moment they had been preparing for, dreading, and yet somehow hoping to postpone indefinitely, had arrived. In the newly constructed Global Defense Command Center buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, world leaders and military commanders gathered to coordinate humanity's response. "They're here," a young lieutenant announced, her voice barely above a whisper. Admiral Elena Rodriguez, who had assumed command of Earth's defense in Sarah Donovan's absence, stood before the holographic display of the solar system. The red dots representing the Vexcar ships seemed to outnumber the stars themselves. "So be it," Rodriguez said, her voice steady and resolute. "Initiate Operation Thunderbolt." Across Earth and throughout the solar system, humanity's defenses sprang to life. Orbital platforms, hastily constructed with Confederation technology, powered up their weapons. The fledgling Earth Defense Fleet, a mixture of retrofitted human vessels and newly built hybrid ships, moved into formation. As the Vexcar fleet advanced, humanity struck first. Hundreds of stealth satellites, placed in the outer solar system during the frantic months of preparation, activated simultaneously. They released a barrage of quantum-entangled particles, creating a web of disruption that played havoc with the Vexcar's more advanced systems. For a moment, the alien armada faltered, clearly caught off guard by the unexpected defense. But the reprieve was short-lived. The Vexcar quickly adapted, their ships recalibrating and pressing forward with renewed aggression. The battle for Earth had begun. In the void of space, human ingenuity clashed with alien technological superiority. Earth's ships, though outnumbered and outgunned, fought with a ferocity that surprised even their Confederation allies. They utilized unconventional tactics, turning asteroids into impromptu missiles and using the sun's radiation to mask their movements. On the surface, the situation was equally dire. Despite humanity's best efforts, some Vexcar ships broke through the orbital defenses. They descended upon major cities, their energy weapons carving swaths of destruction. But humanity did not break. In New York, Tokyo, Lagos, and countless other cities, people fought back with whatever they had. Civilian militias armed with hastily produced energy weapons stood alongside professional soldiers. The Vexcar, expecting an easy conquest, found themselves embroiled in bitter street-to-street fighting. In orbit above Mars, a critical battle was unfolding. A contingent of Earth's fleet, led by the EDF Resilient, engaged a Vexcar battle group attempting to flank Earth's main defenses. Captain Yuki Tanaka, the linguist-turned-tactician, commanded the human forces. "They're trying to establish a beachhead on Mars," Yuki realized, studying the enemy movements. "If they succeed, Earth is done for." With grim determination, she ordered her fleet to execute a maneuver that could only be described as insane. The human ships dove towards Mars, using the planet's gravity to slingshot themselves at impossible speeds directly into the heart of the Vexcar formation. The gambit worked. The Vexcar, unprepared for such a reckless attack, found their formation shattered. In the ensuing chaos, Earth's ships struck hard and fast, inflicting critical damage before retreating. Back on Earth, as the battle raged on, something unexpected happened. The Earth for Humans movement, which had once advocated for isolation, now emerged as a rallying point for global resistance. Their slogan took on a new meaning: Earth for humans to defend, to preserve, to fight for. In the skies above Brazil, João Ferreira's early warning system proved its worth. By detecting the subtle space-time distortions left by Vexcar ships, Earth's defenders were able to anticipate and counter attacks before they fully materialized. But for every victory, there was a setback. The Vexcar's numerical advantage was telling, and Earth's defenses were being whittled down. Casualties mounted, cities burned, and the future looked increasingly bleak. It was in this darkest hour that humanity's daring came to the fore. Dr. Chen, Admiral Donovan, and their team, deep in Vexcar territory, made a discovery that would change the course of the war. Through careful observation and Zarek's insights, they had uncovered a critical weakness in Vexcar technology. The aliens' advanced systems relied on a form of quantum entanglement that, while incredibly powerful, was also vulnerable to specific types of interference. If we can disrupt their quantum network, Dr. Chen explained in a heavily encrypted transmission to Earth, we can blind their entire fleet simultaneously. The plan was audacious and incredibly risky. It would require Earth to lower its defenses momentarily, leaving the planet vulnerable. But if it worked, it could turn the tide of the entire war. Admiral Rodriguez, weighing the fate of humanity in her hands, made the call. "Do it," she ordered. What followed would be remembered in human history as the moment of silence. For a brief, terrifying instant, Earth's defenses went dark. The Vexcar, sensing victory, pressed their attack with everything they had. And then, triggered by Dr. Chen's team, a quantum pulse unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen rippled outward from Earth. It caught the Vexcar fleet at the height of their assault, spreading through their quantum-entangled systems like a virus. Across the solar system, Vexcar ships suddenly went dark. Their weapons ceased firing, their shields collapsed, and their communications fell silent. The mighty armada that had threatened to end human civilization hung impotent in space. Earth's forces, prepared for this moment, struck back with everything they had. The tables had turned, and now it was the Vexcar who faced annihilation. As the battle reached its climax, the mysterious ship that had been observing from afar finally made its move. It decloaked in the heart of the conflict, its design unlike anything seen before. A transmission echoed across all frequencies, in a language that defied easy translation. The war for Earth had entered its final, unpredictable phase. Humanity stood on the brink of either total defeat or an unlikely victory, with the fate of not just their world, but perhaps the entire galaxy hanging in the balance. In the command center, Admiral Rodriguez watched the unfolding events with a mixture of hope and trepidation. Whatever happens next, she said to her staff, remember this, humanity faced its greatest challenge, and we did not blink. We did not surrender. We fought. The next few moments would determine the future of the human race. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see what this young, audacious species would do next. The rise of Terra. The mysterious ship hung in space, a silent arbiter in the chaos of the battle's aftermath. Its sudden appearance had brought the conflict to a standstill, with both human and Vexcar forces watching warily, unsure of this new player's intentions. In the Global Defense Command Center, Admiral Rodriguez and her team worked feverishly to decipher the alien transmission. It was Dr. Yuki Tanaka, patching in from her ship in Mars orbit, who finally cracked the code. It's a language older than any we've encountered, she explained, her voice filled with awe. They call themselves the Precursors. The message, once translated, was both a revelation and a challenge. You have proven yourselves worthy of attention. The true test begins now. Before anyone could react, a blinding light engulfed the Earth, the Vexcar fleet, and the human defenders. When it faded, representatives from each group found themselves in a vast, impossible space, a cosmic forum of sorts, with the Precursors as hosts. Dr. Samantha Chen, Admiral Sarah Donovan, and Joao Ferreira materialized alongside their team, still reeling from their mission in Vexcar space. They were joined by Admiral Rodriguez, a delegation from the Galactic Confederation led by Zarak, and a group of stunned Vexcar leaders. A precursor, a being of energy and thought more than physical form, addressed the gathered species. For millennia, we have watched the younger races of this galaxy grow, fight, and evolve. You, humans, have shown remarkable potential. The ability to unite in the face of overwhelming odds, to innovate when backed into a corner. The beam turned its attention to the Vex scar. And you, in your relentless expansion, have driven countless species to new heights of achievement through conflict. But this cycle of conquest and resistance cannot continue if the galaxy is to flourish. The forum erupted into arguments and accusations, each species defending its actions and philosophies. It was Joao, the once humble radio enthusiast, who silenced the chamber with an unexpected insight. "I think I understand," he said, his voice carrying a weight beyond his years. This wasn't just a test for humanity. It was a test for all of us, to see if we could overcome our differences and work together when faced with an existential threat. The precursor's form shimmered in what might have been approval. Precisely. The challenges that await require cooperation on a galactic scale. The question now is, are you ready to take that step? What followed was a negotiation unlike any in the history of the galaxy. Humanity, despite being the newcomers, found themselves in a unique position. Their adaptability, their ability to bridge divides and think creatively, made them natural mediators. Dr. Chen, drawing on her scientific expertise, proposed a bold plan for sharing technology and knowledge across species, ensuring that advancement would come through cooperation rather than conflict. Admiral Donovan, with her tactical mind, outlined a framework for a true galactic peacekeeping force, one that would protect developing worlds and maintain balance. The Vex scar, humbled by their defeat and swayed by the possibility of progress without constant warfare, cautiously agreed to join this new galactic order. The Confederation representatives, led by Zarak, saw in humanity the catalyst they had long sought to bring true unity to the stars. As the negotiations concluded, the precursors made their final declaration. The era of isolation and conflict is over. A new age of galactic cooperation begins now, with Earth, Terra, as its beating heart. The light engulfed them once more, and when it faded, they found themselves back in their original positions. But the galaxy had changed irrevocably. In the months and years that followed, Earth became a hub of interstellar activity. The scars of war slowly healed, replaced by sprawling spaceports and centers of learning where species from across the galaxy came to exchange ideas. Joao Ferreira, the unlikely hero whose curiosity had helped unveil the alien presence, now headed a new galactic communications institute, working to bridge the linguistic and cultural gaps between species. Dr. Samantha Chen led a multi-species scientific consortium, pushing the boundaries of knowledge and exploring the mysteries the precursors had hinted at, cosmic secrets that could reshape their understanding of the universe itself. Admiral Sarah Donovan, alongside her Vex scar counterpart, commanded the newly formed Galactic Peacekeeping Fleet, a force dedicated to protecting young civilizations and maintaining the delicate balance of their new cosmic order. And on Earth, a new generation looked to the stars not with fear, but with hope and excitement. Schools taught xenobiology alongside human history, and children dreamed of exploring distant worlds. 5 years after the war, at a ceremony commemorating Earth's emergence onto the galactic stage, Admiral Rodriguez, now Earth's representative to the Galactic Council, gave a speech that captured the spirit of this new era. "We stand here today not as conquerors, not as the conquered, but as partners in the greatest adventure our species has ever known. We faced extinction and emerged stronger. We confronted our fears and found friendship. We looked into the cosmic abyss and saw not emptiness, but endless possibility." She paused, her gaze sweeping over the assembled crowd of humans and aliens alike. The road ahead will not be easy. There will be challenges we cannot yet imagine, threats we do not yet understand. But we face them together, united in our diversity, strengthened by our differences. This is the legacy we leave for future generations, a galaxy of peace, of discovery, of limitless potential. As night fell on a transformed Earth, countless beings looked up at the star-filled sky. Among them was a child, her eyes wide with wonder, tugging at her mother's sleeve. "Mom," she asked, pointing at a particularly bright star, "can we go there someday?" Her mother smiled, remembering a time not so long ago when such a question would have been fantasy. "Yes, sweetheart," she replied. "Someday we can go anywhere we dream." And in the depths of space, watched over by the enigmatic precursors, a new chapter in the cosmic story unfolded, one in which humanity played a central role. The silent invasion that had once threatened to end human civilization had instead propelled it to the forefront of a galactic renaissance. The awakening was complete. Humanity's cosmic reckoning had led not to its downfall, but to its ascension. The stars, once distant and unreachable, were now a promise, a future limited only by the bounds of imagination and the strength of newfound unity. As Joao Ferreira had once said, in those early days of first contact, "Ready or not, here we come." And come they had, not as conquerors, but as explorers, peacekeepers, and partners in the grandest endeavor of all, the collective progress of all sentient life. The galaxy would never be the same, and neither would humanity. The adventure had only just begun.